Border divides a city. On its north side, Calexico, a poor California city of shuttered businesses and decay. On its south, Mexicali, a metropolis with factories.
Okay, no, pues está la verdad muy excelente aquí, muy bien.
Sí, en los Estados Unidos la gente es diferente, su mentalidad es diferente de en México.
No vivimos en un sector económico, pues, o sea, la gente no vive para trabajar.
On the vacant streets of Calexico, we wanted to know if this is where the American dream ends or where it begins.
Ya no es lo mismo que antes. Muchos, ¿cómo se llaman esos? Homeless.
The American dream, that's what I came here looking for.
We used to know everybody in town, but not no more. A lot of things have changed and it's just going down the drain.
The answer is not simple. To understand why, come with us to both sides of this cross-border city. Our journey into Mexico's borderlands started in a different world, the Coachella Valley, one of the wealthiest places in America. Driving toward Mexico, that prosperity faded. Eventually, we reached Calexico, Mexicali, a trans-border metropolis. The wall runs directly through downtown. South of it is Mexicali, a Mexican city of 1 million people. North, Calexico, once a sleepy border town known for fleeing outlaws, its population has more than doubled since 1990 because of trade and immigration.
Yo me vine con mis hijos para acá.
Desde el 2005, 21 años.
As we traveled toward Mexico, we heard many locals complain about the Mexicans who live in the south but work and get benefits in the north. Many feel the American residents here are neglected.
Ya no es lo mismo que antes. Muchos, ¿cómo se llaman esos? Homeless. Mucho homeless. En vez de ir para arriba, va decayendo.
Calexico's median household income is just $50,000, less than half the state average.
We used to know everybody in town, but not no more. A lot of things have changed and it's just going down the drain. Not used to be Calexico what it used to be. Now it's like, just gotta be careful when you scoot. If I think about 80% of our people here in Calexico are basically from over there. They don't care. They're just here for their benefits. It's not what it used to back then. Now it's like, I'm just gonna work, get out here, spend my money over there, and that's it.
The border crossing is directly downtown, yet despite thousands of cars crossing daily, abandoned businesses line the streets.
We came here because our cameraman was looking for some hot tortas, but unfortunately for him, they're closed. We're about 2 blocks from the border. We can see the wall right there. And I mean, already by the time you get here, you feel like you are in Mexico. And despite the fact you have tons of people out here, I mean, there's people sleeping out here, there's people walking through here, there's people waiting for the bus here, and yet the businesses are closed. Like this one behind us is just one example, but all throughout this area, you'd think a place with so much traffic would have more going on, but it doesn't. By the time you've made it this far, you feel as though you have left America.
While the wall runs right through here, it barely divides the city. People move across it constantly, and some literally have the border in their backyard.
So, I mean, we're literally 100 feet from the border. How's life different on this side versus 100 feet on that side?
I don't see any different.
So, like, when you were a kid, there was no wall.
Well, there were, but it was a real small one. Anybody can jump on it. No, see nobody really. Unless you got superpowers.
It's interesting. It's an interesting place to live.
Mexico bleeds into America in Calexico. You're still in the 50 states, but you feel like you're not.
¿Qué rollo, mi gente? Aquí andamos con mis compitas los güeros. La neta los acabo de conocer y pues, la neta, mira, saca el teléfono. Estos cabrones tienen un verguero de seguidores y la neta vienen de Nueva York los cabrones y la neta, watchan nada más, gente. Miren nomás todos los pinches.
Ride the news. Se llama RocaNews.
RocaNews, Ride the News. Síganlos, gente. No ocupo que...
¿Cómo está la seguridad aquí?
Mejor que allá. Allá no hay seguridad, hay mucho tráfico, hay mucha gente que no quiere trabajar, nomás están pidiendo dinero. Aquí está más tranquilo.
The business that you see more of than anything else on here, besides clothing stores, it's tax services. And we think this is because there's all these people, they live in Mexico, they work in America, they have to file American taxes, they live over there. So they just cross the border, come here, file their taxes, and go right back across.
You can get a good job right here and live right here, but it's like a 1 of 10, you know. It's like you need to have relatives, friends working right there
To find the opportunity.
they can fit in right there, you know.
¿Cómo se puede obtener las papeles para trabajar aquí?
Pues naciendo aquí, la única forma.
¿Tú naciste aquí o aquí?
I'm US citizen. Yeah.
So a lot of people, they're born here, but they live over there.
And lives there, yeah.
So like someone's pregnant and they walk over the border, go to a hospital here, have a baby.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. And like a citizen, like resident, like tourist, you know.
Mm-hmm. What kind of salary would you make on that side versus this side doing the same job?
And same job, in Mexico you can get like $150 in the week, and right here you can get $600, $700.
So all of that is life north of the wall. But what about south? We crossed the border to find out. Upon crossing the border, the abandoned stores disappeared. Instead, we found maquiladoras, Mexican factories that opened up after NAFTA to export goods to America.
We've been driving for miles and just factories. It's huge.
To understand them and life here, we met up with Carlos, a local businessman.
Presidente Trump tuvo algún efecto en la economía, la seguridad aquí? No.
Desde mi punto de vista psicológico solamente.
So far you see a lot of stuff here. There's a place selling Ozempic. There's a place marketing all the different drug prices in the window. Right there is a place selling implants, strip clubs, what look to be some brothels back there. So you can see right away the whole border economy. On the American side, it's pretty dead. On this side, it is popping. Wow, these are beautiful, beautiful homes here. ¿Todos estos barrios son nuevos?
Sí, o sea, relativamente nuevos y privados todos.
There's beautiful communities out here, but they're gated and they're totally private. And really this whole stretch, he was just saying, you know, it hasn't been here more than 15 years. This is all just the development that's sprawling out of here. A lot of that development is coming because of businesses operating to serve, you know, the US to make stuff. Yeah, it's booming. I mean,
Now, most people who move to Calexico are doing it for money, but there is a much easier way to improve your finances than immigrating, and that is checking out today's sponsor, Current. Current is a banking app that gives you more for your paycheck. Users get paid up to 2 days faster with direct deposit, and if they overspend a bit, it's no problem. Current's fee-free overdraft gives you up to $200 of overdraft without bank fees. You also get access to over 40,000 fee-free ATMs nationwide. On top of that, qualified users get up to a $750 paycheck advance, giving you peace of mind before payday. And beyond that, Current offers up to a 4% bonus on your savings. Now compare this to a typical banking experience. It takes days to get paid, you get hit with fees, and interest rates are often negligible. When you bank with Current, you can also safely build credit. Current's Build Card helps you raise your credit score without debt, and average users see their credit scores rise 80 points in 6 months, which is huge. Right now, you can get a $50 bonus by using code RocaNews at our link, current.com/RocaNews. Terms and conditions apply. Again, that's code ROCA News at current.com/RocaNews, which you can find in the description below. There are many ways to make your money work for you. With Current, it does. Now, back to the border.
saying this is where like the informal kind of workers would live, areas like this. It's dirty, it's dirty, dusty, poor. And he said that as far as he's concerned, most people in the city are in the informal sector. So these are people, you know, maybe they're working in kitchens, maybe they're, you know, cleaning the cars on the side of the road, maybe they're working in factories.
So, you know, a lot of what you've probably seen in the shots of this, you know, it's these developments, these kind of middle class areas. This is more representative of the city. And the homes is more crowded, it's smaller. You got people selling stuff on the street. It's just a little bit, it feels like there's less money here. And this is where a majority of the city's workers probably live.
Barrio típico de la ciudad.
Pues son las afueras, es donde hay mucha población, se concentra demasiada población. Y todo eso se basa en que probablemente una renta en zonas diferentes en Mexicali debe andar entre 8 y 10 mil pesos, y una renta aquí 2.500, 3.000 pesos, que sin son sí.
It's really interesting here because you just have development after development after development. Even people living in like middle class or lower middle class neighborhoods, they're living in these developments. Like this one is just identical housing to families, you know, trying to reach the American dream. Hola.
¿Tú vives?
¿Cómo está aquí? Estamos haciendo un video por YouTube sobre la vida en Mexicali y Calexico.
Ah, ok. No, pues está la verdad muy excelente aquí. Muy bien.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Qué tipo de trabajo haces?
Yo acá me dedico a construcción.
Construcción.
La verdad, muy recomendado aquí el lugar.
Sí. ¿Qué nos debemos saber sobre la vida en México?
El cotorreo. Todo bien.
Bueno, gracias.
Carnal. Gracias.
It's kind of a wild place because in Calexico on the US side, you don't really have anything like this. It's way less built up, way less developed. And you know, it's this extremely planned community. You look at this, everything here has been laid out. It's all planned a certain way, which just reminded me, like, you know, with like RocaNews, like our news here, we're the opposite of that. We're authentic. You look here, everything is just the way it is. Everything has been put here by some corporation to be a certain way. We are not like that. We come out here, we have authentic conversations, we document it for you, we capture the world without bias or fear. That's what we do here. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Like technically, I would say when you cross into Mexico from the US, you're entering the third world. Yet that's not really like what you're feeling here. I mean, this is definitely has a way bigger middle class than what you might be thinking Mexico is like.
Carlos chooses to live in Mexico, where he says there is a lot of opportunity. But he said the people and culture are different, for better and for worse.
En los Estados Unidos, la gente es diferente, su mentalidad es diferente de en México.
No vivimos en un sector económico, pues, o sea, la gente aquí no vive para trabajar, o sea, México, el mexicano suelta muchísimo esa parte de hacer cosas, por eso no crecen, pues, económicamente desde mi punto de vista. O sea, y Estados Unidos, que es un país capitalista, pues todos viven a través de la economía, ¿no? O sea, todos al final están siempre trabajando. Y aquí, pues no, aquí México es, o sea, trabajas fiesta y más fiesta y lo trabajas, ¿no?
Tú naciste pobre. ¿Es posible estar rico en una vida?
Sí, es posible. México tiene mucho desarrollo, solamente que las personas no lo visualizan de esa manera, ¿no? O sea, sí puedes cambiar de haber nacido sin recursos a tener recursos.
Es como una mentalidad.
Exacto.
Tenemos Uber y Lyft.
México.
While Carlos is optimistic about Mexico, in a working class neighborhood, a group of mechanics were less so.
Mexicali no es lo que era antes. Mexicali, a como era esperado en este barrio, muy caído.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Shut up! Yo soy de Sinaloa, pero yo tengo muchos años aquí. Mexicali antes había mucha vida, mucho trabajo, hay mucho trabajo ahorita, pero no es igual a lo de antes. Antes mirabas gente por todas partes, ahora miras las calles solas. ¿Por qué? Porque hay veces que vas caminando y te levanta la policía. Bueno, eso son cosas del gobierno. Antes se podía vivir un poquito mejor con los sueldos que había aquí, porque ahora la inflación está como 4 veces arriba de la moneda. En Estados Unidos, yo le digo a muchos, allá hay lugares que pueden trabajar 2 personas del hogar, pueden trabajar 2 personas y con eso se mantienen más o menos. Aquí trabajan 2 personas en el hogar, viven muy estresados.
Apenas a comer. Tengo 34 años.
¿Y la ciudad durante estos años ha cambiado?
Sí, ha cambiado mucho.
¿Cómo?
Construcciones, desvíos y todo.
¿Cómo tú piensas es la grande diferencia entre vivir en México y vivir en los Estados Unidos?
Mira, para empezar, yo estuve en Estados Unidos. Y en Estados Unidos es nuestra vida de que de tu casa al trabajo y del trabajo a tu casa. Y no puedes tener música. Y aquí es diferente. Aquí te tomas unas cervezas en tu lugar y no hay problema. Y en otro lado, si tú te tomas unas cervezas afuera y tiras el bote y te ganan, te multa. Un cigarro de marihuana allí es legal.
¿Y aquí?
Aquí te tienes que guardar.
En Calexico, las personas con quien nosotros hablamos, ellos dicen que ahí la seguridad es mucho más mejor.
Sí.
¿Es importa?
Pues ahí estamos de acuerdo. Porque aquí tú te vienes de noche, pues vienes sucio, la placa te agarra. ¿Qué? Porque vienes del trabajo.
Ahí hay más seguridad.
No vienes de
porque
robar.
el gobierno más estricto.
No vienes de robar.
Aquí no,
Aquí la placa lo que quiere es dinero.
Es que no, te deja lo que hagas, pues. Eso hay una diferencia.
Piensa que nuestro gobierno es más estricto.
Más estricto, más estricto que aquí.
Y aquí
permite muchas cosas que no van.
Es más corrupto. O sea, tú te vuelves un
hay
alto.
mucha violencia, hay muchas
Tú te vuelves un alto.
Hay secuestros, mucho acá de que el gobierno no mete apoyo de nada. Y allá no, allá cometes algo, te meten a que cumplas cada cosa que hagas. Porque yo he vivido 8 años allá también, en el otro lado, que yo trabajé siempre en el campo, en el field. Y siempre en el trabajo. Allá es poquito, que ganas más, pero las rentas y todo son caras. Haz de cuenta que estás aquí igualmente que aquí en México. Y al último también andaba de vago. Estuve en la cárcel por andar de vago y me mandaron para acá, estar en mi figanda ya en malos pasos. Te mandan a tu país a que estés mejor acá, a que estés dando problemas en tu país, no allá. Es la diferencia.
He's saying that another difference. He's saying, the law is much stricter in America. He says, if you're in America and you get caught drunk driving, you're going to jail. Here, if you get caught drunk driving, you just pay them a good amount of money and you're off free. If not, then you're going to jail. It's another difference.
So one of those men had been deported back to Mexico, a sign to the many people here who wish they could live in the US, but can't. Among them was this man, a corn seller who worked 2 blocks from the border but had never been across.
Pequeños.
Small is good.
Mayon butter cheese.
Sí.
Okay.
¿Qué es la diferencia principal entre vivir aquí y allá en Calexico, en los Estados Unidos?
Están allá pues mejor que aquí, ¿no? Que en Mexicali. Eso es lo que pienso, ¿no? O a Mexicali.
Gracias.
Hay la salsa que guste, ¿eh?
¿Has visitado Estados Unidos?
No. Nunca.
¿Qué necesita hacer obtener una visa?
Pues creo que un trabajo estable o algo así para que genere mis gastos y todo eso para ir para allá, ¿no? Creo que sí.
¿Es difícil?
Creo que pues sí. Ya la intentaron sacar y no, todavía no se pudo.
Yet we found something else here too. At a Chinese restaurant in Calexico's Chinatown, a legacy of Chinese workers who came here a century ago, we met Alex, a truck driver born in the U.S. who moved to Calexico.
The cost of living in the United States, how I got real expensive. So I just kind of choose to live down here, and then I made life here with my wife and stuff. So essentially the core values that Mexico offers, and then being able to work in the United States and then spend my money here, it just goes a long way.
What core values?
There's family, being close to family, certain core values,
What do you think of the American dream? As someone who's lived there, lived here, understand both countries really well.
I think it's dying. I think it's dying because everything's gotten so expensive. Hard to get ahead in Mexico, United States, with cost of living and kids and work wages and stuff like that. So I think it's dying. It could come back,
But for all those reasons, you think here you're able to kind of evade that?
Yeah, you kind of get a cheat code here.
If you talk to 5 people here, you could get 5 different perspectives. But there was one last perspective we heard before leaving that we need to share. In Calexico, we met this man, a Mexican immigrant who had just settled in America after receiving a green card.
I don't know if you heard the saying, the American dream or a Mexican dream. That's what I came here looking for. Better life for my kids, safer life specifically. So we're just really close to the border. I could say it's safer. than living in Mexico. I'm really happy that I finally get to live in the United States and experience the American life. And I'm willing to celebrate those 250 years because I'm Mexican, but I live in the United States and I work for the United States. And I spend my money and I pay taxes in the United States. So I feel like I'm part already of the United States.
The fact is that even in Calexico, a poor American city, there are opportunities that are out of reach for most Mexicans. Yet even so, life south of the border isn't as black and white as one may think. On both sides, people are trying to make money and enjoy life, pursuing their American and Mexican dreams as best as they can. So does the American dream begin or end in Calexico? Like everything else on the border, the answer isn't as simple as you may think.
So we've just crossed back into the United States, and it is hard to describe the change in vibe. About a 5-minute walk from the restaurant we were just at to this. And before going over there, when you're on this side of the border, you're looking through the fence and thinking, wow, it's weird to think that we live in this really wealthy, rich, first world country, and right through that fence, it's like the third world, is Mexico, is whatever. And then having gone and come back, that city's very alive. It's booming. It's got a good energy. The culture is warm. People seem to be happy to be there. Here, very different story. I think one takeaway from this is we do have more money than them, for sure. But there is more to life than money. And Mexicali has the soul. Calexico, not so much.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to subscribe. Our mission is to capture the world without bias or fear. The world is a complicated place, and our job is to just cut through the noise and help it make sense to you. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.